Hi, in this video we're going to be going over Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is Microsoft's replacement for Skype for Business. It's a lot more like Slack than Skype for Business was, with Skype for Business being much more like a standard IM chat that you might use at home. Teams allows you to have chats, Teams, view the calendars and share calendars, have calls, both video and voice, and share files. Teams also allows you to have plugins that add more features from different providers and from Microsoft. So let's get started. Before we get started on looking at chats and Teams, we'll go over the basic interface for using Teams. To change which part of Teams you're looking at, on the left hand side you'll see a small sidebar. From here you can view your activity, you can view any chats, you can view the teams that you're in and create teams. You can view your team's calendar. You can view your calls. And you can view your files. Whenever you are in Teams, you'll see the top bar as well. From here, you can go back and forward within Teams. You can search within chats, you can search for files, and you can view a list of commands, and you can also search for different users internally. You can also add external users if this has been set up by the administrator. So if I want to search for a user, I can just type his name in, and you can see his name comes up. Then to the right hand side, you see your icon. You can have a custom photo here. This is set in Office 365. If you don't, it will just show you initials. If you click on that, you can change your picture from here. You can set your status, you can set a status message, you can view your saved private conversations, you can zoom in within Teams, you can look at keyboard shortcuts, find out about Teams, update Teams and download the mobile app, and you can sign out. You can also change your settings within Teams, so if we click on that, you get a settings window come up. You can choose your theme, whether you want it on dark mode or high contrast. You can choose whether you want the application to auto start. You can choose whether you want it to open in the background. And you can change the language. You can change your privacy settings. So you can block contacts, you can send read receipts, you can participate in surveys from Teams. You can set your notification settings. So for example, missed activity emails, you get them once every hour. You can have a message preview and you can get a sound. You can choose what you get notifications for within Teams and channels, chats, meetings, reminders, and calendar settings, different people, so you can see when someone comes online, and also recommendation, tips and prompts from Teams itself. You can view your devices, such as the cameras, and audio devices, such as your headset, speaker, and microphone, and you can make a test call. You can look at your permissions, you can give Teams permission to access your camera, your microphone, your location, and so on. And you get call settings, so if they ring you and it's unanswered, it will go to voicemail, and how many times before it goes to voicemail, how many seconds, sorry. And you can configure your voicemail, and you can choose a ringtone for your incoming calls, as well as change accessibility settings. Now let's take a look at Teams themselves. When you first open Teams, or if you're not in any Teams at the moment, you'll see this screen. On the left hand side, next to the navigation bar, you'll see this white section. This is where the teams that you're in will show, and then underneath them you'll see the channels within those teams. At the bottom, you can join or create a team, or you can manage teams that you're in. If you're not in any teams, you'll see this screen here, which allows you to join a team using a code or create a team. So if we want to create a team, we'll just select this, or we'll select this down here, and then click on create a team. What we'll do is we'll select from scratch. However, if you want to use a template, there's plenty of templates included with Teams. You can also create a team using a Microsoft distribution group or another group within Office 365. If I click from scratch, I'll get a few options. You can have an organisation-wide team. This means that everyone within your organisation on Office 365 will join the team automatically. a public team, which means anyone in the organisation can join if they want to, and a private team, which means they need permission from an owner to join the team. We'll make a private team. From here, you can give your team a name, so we'll call it sample team. And then you can also give it a description. Then let's click create. This will make the team for you. From here, you can add members to your team. So I can search for John Doe, for example, and then click on add. I can choose whether I want him to be a member or an owner, which gives him more permissions over a member. Click close. You can see the team is here now. You can add more people to the team straight from this screen, as we haven't got any conversations yet. We can create more channels, which I'll go over in a second, and you can open the FAQs. At the top, you can view files within the team. This is linked with SharePoint, so you can create a new file, upload a new file, sync files, you can copy a link to a file, download files, add cloud storage, and open directly in SharePoint, and you can filter whether you want to show all documents, and you can show whether you want it in a list, a compact list, tiles, and obviously you can save the view and edit the view. If you go to the wiki, you can have a wiki for your team. Just wait for that to load. So you can create pages, and then you can have sections and then put content within them. You can also add more tabs using built-in Microsoft apps or third-party apps. You can expand the tab, reload the tab, and copy a link to the tab and find out more info about the tab. If we go back to posts and files, you can see the options are different. Obviously, files gives you the same options as wiki. Posts, you can obviously see that the channel content is only accessible to team members. You can meet your team, and you can obviously meet now or schedule one. So if you click schedule, you can give the meeting a title, add required attendees, choose the date and the time and how long it's going to be, whether it will repeat, add a location, and you can add more details for the meeting. And if you click send, they will get that as well. Scheduling assistant allows you to view existing teams based on your calendar in Microsoft Outlook. Click send, and that will send the invite to the person's the required attendees. So we'll just go Teams meeting, and we'll invite John Doe. If I get send, press send now, John Doe will get an email with a link to click, and it will invite him to join the meeting. Okay, you just heard that noise over there. That's my calendar saying I've got a meeting. From here, I can also go up to the top and view channel notification settings. I can pin the channel, manage the channel, which I'll go over in a second, get the email address and get the link to the channel, and set up connectors. And I can open it in SharePoint as well. Click on manage channel. You can set who can post messages within the channel, and you can view analytics on the channel. You can also create new channels by clicking create more channels, or clicking up here and going to more options, and you can add a channel from here. You can add a member, you can leave the team, edit it, manage tags, get a link to it, and delete the team. If I click on add a channel, I can create a new channel, test channel, give it a description, set the accessibility, so if you want only certain people to access it, you can set that, or if everyone on the team can access it. You can automatically show it in everyone's channel list, so I'll check that, and then it'll pop up on the side automatically for them. And click add. And then you can obviously, from either channel, which you can select below the team, start a new conversation. From here, you can click on format, which allows you to format your message. You can set bold, italic, change the font, add a table, add links, and so on. You can also attach files, add an emoji, add a GIF, add a sticker, send a video from Microsoft Streams or insert a link from Microsoft Streams, and you can praise someone. So for example, if I wanted to praise someone, I'll just get rid of that Streams link. If I wanted to praise someone, I'll just wait for that to load up. I can choose a praise, so I can say thank you, say who it's to, and then I can go, thanks for all your help on our project, for example, and then click on preview. You'll see what it will look like, and then click send, and now that's within the conversation. If I were to just put a normal message in here and then click on the send icon, that'll come up there. From here you can reply to messages. So if John wanted to, he can go, hi James, and he can also reply to this as well by clicking on reply. And when you reply, you get all the same functionality that you get when you create a new conversation. So obviously you can do formatting, attachments, emojis, GIFs, and so on. So let's manage a team. So if we go to manage team, from here you can see all your members and you can see any guests in the team. So they might be external users if that's set up for you. So you can add a member. You can see pending requests for people that want to join the team. You can manage your channels. So you can see deleted channels. You can see who it shows for. You can add channels and you can search them. If you go to settings, you can choose a picture for your team, so a picture like this one. Choose member permissions, so that whether they can create and update channels, private channels, and so on. Permissions for guests, so external users. You can choose who uses team mentions, so atting the whole team or atting the whole channel. You can share the code. You can choose whether people are allowed to use GIFs and stickers and memes and so on. And you can choose who can manage team tags, and obviously at the moment by default it's set to team owners. You can look at analytics. You can see who's in your team, what their roles are, you can see about active users, and you can see about engagement, and obviously you can see how much space is being taken up in your SharePoint and how many apps. You can sort this, so you can say if you want it for all channels or a specific channel, and you can choose if you want it for the last 7, 30 or 90 days. On the apps tab, you can add different apps. So by default you get some Microsoft apps, but if you click on more apps, you can add apps to Teams that allow you to add additional features to Teams. Just come back. If you go to edit team, you can just rename the team, change the description, and change the privacy mode of the team. These are the same settings that you set when you created the team. Now let's take a look at meetings within Teams themselves. To have a meeting, you go up to the Meet button in the top right hand corner, and then you can choose Meet Now. If you do this, and let me just turn off the microphone so it doesn't affect the recording, and then obviously you can turn your webcam and microphone on and off, select whether you want your USB headset and speakers for your audio settings, and then click on Join Now. If you get this pop-up, just click on Allow Access. And the meeting will begin. You can request someone to join from the sidebar under Participants, or they can join themselves from the meeting themselves. So we can see we've obviously got a new participant. At the top, you can choose to show the conversation, raise your hand, which will show that under Participants. It will show that your hand's been raised. And then if you click the three dots, you can change device settings, meeting options, notes, meeting details, and you can make it full screen. You can apply background effects if you've got your webcam on. You can have live captioning, and you can start a recording of the meeting. You can also turn your camera on, unmute your microphone and share your screen by just clicking on this. And then you get an option to share your screen. You can either share an entire screen, a window, PowerPoint, or the Microsoft whiteboard. You can also include the computer sound by using this checkbox here. To leave the meeting, just click on the leave button up here. You can also end the meeting from here as well. So if I want to end it, I'll just click on end, and then click on end, and it ends the meeting for everyone. Now let's take a look at chats. To get to chats, select the chats tab on the left hand side, and then what you'll see where you saw your teams and channels previously is a list of chats. You can see pinned chats and recent chats. I've got a few here, so if I wanted to, I could click on the three dots, and then I can pop the chat out into its own window, mark it as unread, pin it, mute it, hide it, manage apps within it, and then leave the chat. I can also filter chats by clicking on the filter icon up here. I can filter by name and search for chats up there. I can filter by unread, meetings, and muted. At the top, I can also create a new chat. If I press this button here, it will ask me to enter the names and email addresses of the people I'd like in my chat. So I might want John Doe in there, and I might want Tony in there. And what you'll get is, if I click on that, I can then enter a group name, so I might call it Now I've done that, all I need to do is type a message. So if I say hello, that's now in this chat. You can see at the top that you get information here. So James added the new users, and James changed the group name within Teams. And then at the top you can also go to the Files tab, which allows you to see all the files that have been shared within this group chat. You can add more apps, tabs and apps by clicking on the plus button, and then over on the right hand side you can start a video call, an audio call, or share your screen. You can also view a list of the participants and add more, and you can leave the chat. You can also pop the chat out into its own window. At the bottom you get the type a new message text box. You get the same features that you get within channels and teams here. You can obviously format the message with bold, different fonts, links, and so on. You can set a delivery option from standard, important and urgent. You can add an attachment, use emojis, GIFs, stickers. You can schedule a meeting. You can get a link from a Teams stream video. You can give praise, and messaging extensions allows you to add additional apps, for example Wikipedia search. All the users within the group can see this chat, and if you want to rename the chat, all you need to do is just go up to the pen at the top and rename it. So I could go, this is a renamed group chat within Microsoft Teams, and then click on save. I can also go to the chats in the recent and pin section and go to the three dots. From here I can pop the chat out, mark as unread, pin it, mute it, hide it, manage apps and leave it. You can also call from group chats. To do this, you go up to the top right hand corner and click on the video call icon, the audio call icon and the screen sharing icon. You can click on any of those. If I just click on the audio call icon, it will begin an audio call. And now you can see that the other party is joined. So I can leave here, but I can also show participants, same as with the team itself. So if I just click on leave there, that call is still going on in the background, so the other participants need to end the call as well, otherwise you can rejoin it. And obviously if you click on join with video, you get the same options, it starts with video. And again, screen sharing allows you to share your screen directly from here. Now let's schedule a meeting. You can schedule a meeting from a team channel or from the calendar. To do it from a team channel, go up to Meet and then click on the little arrow. Then click Schedule a Meeting. From here you can give the meeting a title, add the required attendees, which includes external users, for example if you've got an interview or a client going on, add a location, put details in, and obviously schedule the time of the meeting. Then just click Send. It will then send an email to all of the attendees. You can also do this from Calendar by going to Calendar, just discard that, and then click New Meeting. From here you get the same options to create a meeting as you do from within the team channel itself. If you've been invited to a Teams meeting or you've scheduled one, it will show up within your Outlook calendar. When you click on that item in your calendar, you'll get something like this. So you can join the Teams meeting from the top, or you can click here to join the Teams meeting. This will automatically take you to the meeting and you get the same options that you do when you actually start a meeting from within Teams itself. If you click this link, it will just ask you whether you want to launch it within the Teams app. If you don't have the app, download the app, or use the web version of Teams if you don't have the app or the ability to install the app. Teams also allows you to view different activity within your organisation. So if you click on the Activity tab, you can view any history and you can view your activity feeds. You can see here that there's some missed calls. You can give users calls themselves by clicking on the Calls tab, and then you can obviously select video call or audio call by clicking Call Contact, and you can remove them from the speed dial or remove them from the group. If you click on Contacts, you can view everyone that has a contact in here. History shows you the history of your calls, so your call history, and voicemail, obviously if you get any voicemails within Teams, you can see them from here. If you don't see anyone, you can obviously search their name in here and make a call from here. Teams also allows you to look at files within your OneDrive and that have been shared through Teams. If you just click on Files, you can see some recent files here. If you go to Microsoft Teams, you can see all the files active within all of your Teams from here. Downloads shows you everything you've downloaded from Teams, and OneDrive shows you everything within your OneDrive folder on the cloud. That's all for now. Thank you for watching this video about Microsoft Teams. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. Bye!